Hi Luke, welcome to Locker Room.
Hi Sandy.
And welcome everyone to the 48th episode of the Pear podcast.
Quite a nice day actually, isn't it? It's turned out alright.
Yeah, it was cloudy, you asked what the weather was earlier and I was like, cloudy. But no, it's brightening up now.
Well, it looks nice on the set and you've got this cool zodiac figure out on the set between us.
Yeah, well obviously Chinese New Year, it passed the other day, last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it seems like, yeah, because it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you or you visited, and I think this was the first one I got. Did you get one in the mail, or was it?
Yeah.
I thought I got one in the mail for Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a tiger one.
It was very cool. They're a great item, or the Katrina luck items are really, really cool.
Yeah, I forgot all about it, but I didn't realise, well, obviously I knew there was many, but I haven't seen all of them yet.
Well, for the longest time I was going and getting my fortune told, but then if I had bad luck I was saying, I'm not paying 10,000 bells for your mystery service. I don't even know what that does. So I missed out on getting quite a few at the start, but I always make sure I go and pay her a visit now.
Yeah, I think I've only got this one and the ox so far. I've got two tigers and one ox.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, but the ox was from something before, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Well, I've only got the tiger one then.
I think the ox was something in like Nook special shopping.
Oh, it's probably
last year?
It's probably been last year, isn't it? That would have been Year of the Ox or something. I'm not really clued up.
For the Lunar New Year, I suppose.
Yeah. That's annoying. I've only got one out the set now. I'm going to need to go hunting.
But that was really cute seeing the villagers talk about that this year. I loved the new moon. I was trying really hard to take a picture of it, but like it's pretty hard to take a picture of the moon in real life and also for some reason in Animal Crossing as well.
Yeah, I struggle with that as well. But it was nice that all the visitors, well, there are visitors on my island, all the villagers were talking about the new year as well.
Yeah. So how's island life been for you the last couple of weeks?
Oh, we've been busy on Locker Room. We've had... Oh, yeah, because last time you were here, I had the campsite visitor, remember?
Oh, yeah.
I had
how did that go?
He was a pain. I couldn't get him to agree, so I just gave up. But then, because I've got his amiibo, because I got them in the packs, I just invited him.
Oh, you did the same thing I did with Judy then?
Yeah. I feel that way, that's all right.
Yeah.
I bought the amiibos just because I wanted them, because I wanted to see the new villagers and possibly have them, but I feel like I'm not cheating. I'm not saying you can't cheat on Animal Crossing, you play it how you ever want to play it, but for me it just feels a bit like cheating rather. I like the campsite having these random visitors.
Oh, I disagree. I can't stand campsite. Just too much of a pain. I don't know how you do it, I really don't. Amiibos all the way.
Yeah, I know it's easy, but I like that randomness and spit of the campsite choosing what villager's going to move in for me. So if I've got their amiibo, I think I'll just be scratching the game and just amiiboing them. As long as I've visited naturally, I suppose you could say, to my island, then I can amiibo them in.
I do see what you mean, yeah. Like them arriving and being a mystery visitor is really cool. I love that bit of it. And I'm always really excited to see who is going to be there. But actually getting them to agree is just so tricky. Like, especially when they then just pick a random like resident to move out.
Yeah.
That bit is a bit frustrating.
I think if you could choose straight off the bat like who you wanted to go, even after you played the games 10 times, as long as you could choose who it was, it wouldn't be as bad, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even tell you, I've chucked out Jay. Well, Fret's moved into Jay's house, so that's who left, by the way.
How's Fret then? Is he cool?
Oh, do you know what? I think I sent you, no, don't know if I sent you a picture of his house. After us talking, or me asking about the sloppy furniture set last week, that last time, I went into his house after the first time he settled in, and he's got the sloppy furniture, the full sloppy set.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, like I said that like I liked the sloppy furniture because I think when I've seen them in pictures or other people's houses, it's like the bed or the couch, so it just looks lived in, but his just looks sloppy because he's got them all. So it makes his house look like a dump.
Hey, maybe he'll leave you some when he moves.
Yeah, maybe.
I got my first bit of sloppy furniture in the recycling box this week.
Oh.
I don't know if it had something to do with me like clearing it out, because I felt like I hadn't really got anything new in there for a while. But I cleared the whole thing out and then checked the next day or like 2 days after. And there were a couple of saplings and some iron nuggets, and there was a sloppy sofa in there as well. And I was so happy. So I took it over to Cyrus and got it customised, and it's now in Biscuit and Dizzy's park.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've seen it yet. Well, I've seen it in Fred's house. What's the... I've not had a look at the variations, obviously, because I don't have any yet. The colour variations.
So if you customise it on your bench, you can change the colour of the T-shirt or the clothes that are sort of strewn over it. But if you take it to Cyrus, he can do like 8 different colours. Like they're all kind of pretty, like there's like beige, white, brown, yellow. They're all quite like sort of normal colours, but it looks, it's good. I like it. And it's perfect. Fits really well in their park, which is just full of junk now.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to see it. So have you done much more renovations to the rest of the island?
I spent a little bit on the park today, and I feel like that's kind of finished to like a level where I'll just throw some things in there when they come up. So I'm quite happy with it how it is, and I think they'll like playing with all the stuff in there. And I'm pretty happy with the rest of the island. It hasn't changed very much since we had a look around last week. But I'm feeling like pretty good about it. The only thing, having lived with it now for a couple of weeks, I'm not really happy with the water courses. So there's a little bit of water terraforming left to do. There's like a kind of lake stuck in the middle that is pretty pointless. And there's a couple of kind of like mini rivers that I'm not really enjoying very much. They kind of get in the way when I'm running to my house. And so I didn't do a whole lot of like extra work on the park and stuff, but I'm pretty happy with how it is. I saw that you've done quite a lot on Lockrum this week, because when I did the flyover, I was like, wow, there's Festivale stuff everywhere, and there's loads of really cool like pops of colour from little plants, loads of nice blues and stuff on the snow. It looked really great.
Yeah, I've been a wee bit busy. I was kind of stuck in what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to get rid of that, the water paths and my rivers and things, but I never really knew what I wanted to do. But then I just had an idea about what I wanted for nooks and ables. Not that it's changed much, but it just set off a chain reaction, should I say, because I've now got a lot more ideas. So I just needed that wee spark of inspiration.
Yeah, that's all it takes sometimes, isn't it, just to get you going?
Yeah, so I've not finished, but I've made quite a few moves. I've covered up some of my rivers. I think it was a bit like yourself. It was, some of them were just hard. I could jump over the rivers, but it wasn't as, I like to flow through my island quite easy. So getting rid of some rivers just made sense, and it opened up more space for me to move more houses. And open up to the back of the island. I was telling you earlier, I've never had, like, you can't walk to the back of my island. Like, not a big clearing or anything, so you can only run like one square wide round the back of it. But I'm going to open up to that. I don't know what I'm going to put there, but I'm just going to do something there. So
you're going to take some of the cliffs right down to sea level?
Yeah, not a huge area, because I quite like my back area. It's just wild now, and it's always been wild, so I just like to leave that bit up behind Coco's house, but I'll open some area.
I guess you could have a wild bit that's a bit closer to the sea, so like a nice wild beach bit, or a little nature reserve, a little wetland or something.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure yet, so I'll see how much space, because I'm saying I'm taking space, but I'm limit. I know how much space I want, but I don't know if it's going to be big enough. What I'm going to be able to do with that space. But
do you envision having an incline going down to it, or just access around this, around the normal sides and things?
well, there is like a one narrow little curved walkway to that area just now, just to get to the back of the islands. So I was going to use that.
Oh, that's right. There's a little path through the cliffs, isn't there?
Yeah, so it's not like completely hidden. You wouldn't miss it unless you weren't right up there. If you didn't go up there, you would easily miss it. But once you're up in that second level, up where Tabby's house is, you can see it.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, have you got any festival?
No, I haven't.
Decorations up? I've been planting them everywhere. I just emptied them.
Yeah.
You see my beach, but now they're mostly on the island now.
They look great as well. I've seen that you've got loads of them up in the villages' gardens, and I pointed out that the purple, is it purple or pink, do you think?
I think I would say maybe fuchsia. We'll say fuchsia.
Fuchsia, because it's outside Portia's house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'd never noticed that variation has flowers before. I guess it wasn't my variation last year, which I think was green, and I customised everything to rainbow as soon as I could. But that is really cool with the flowers on it. I really liked it.
Yeah, you noticed it, and I thought it didn't look familiar to me, but then again, I'd never used the pink variation. But you were saying the green ones get different, like, was it plants or flowers or swirls or something? Something different anyway, so I'm going to have a wee look at other ones, see if I can match them up to other villagers' houses, because I literally only have pink, blue and the multicoloured one. And I think the pink one was actually just out the shop.
Nooks. Yeah, I've been buying up all the decorations every day, but I haven't put any down at all yet. But Ketchup and Mary both have the dance floor in their gardens.
Oh yeah, they've got them all year round.
Yeah,
anyway,
all year round. And I finally saw Ketchup dancing in hers this week, but I think I've still yet to see Mary dancing on hers. But I was stood next to Ketchup, trying to encourage her, and she was just stood there with her shopping bag. But then I ran past again a little bit later, and she was dancing on it. It was so good.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with all the bits yet, so I'm just picking them up, collecting them, and we'll put them out.
Yeah, is it soon? When is it? Is it 20-something festival?
Yeah, end of the month, yeah.
Oh, right, so still got quite a bit. Oh, I'm on track for being ready. Usually I'm last minute.
And apparently this year it's going to come after the snow's gone, which I think will be really cool.
Oh, no, is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm saying oh no, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I thought, oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Because I just feel like it's a really nice, bright, like a face. I feel like that would be a summer. For me, I think that would be a summer time.
Or like the heralding of spring, really.
Yeah.
It's time for a dance party.
I hope it's not raining now. I wouldn't mind if it was snowing, but I hope it's not raining my festival.
No, because they always has special event weather where it doesn't rain.
Oh yeah, they got that glow. They've just got like that nice.
You get special music and special weather for events.
Yeah, I should know that after nearly 2 years of playing, but
yeah.
Maybe that's why I play it so long. My memory is that bad. It's not repetitive at all to me. It's just new every time.
Yeah, that's a bonus. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. I did switch on your float when I arrived, which is at your entrance, and the noise is as terrible as I remember from last year. God.
It's so pretty as well. See, when I'll have it on because sometimes I don't play with sound, unless it's like a cakey night or something. I catch someone singing, but oh my god, it's so bad.
It looks great though, and the lights. It's going to be really cool. I look forward to seeing Pave again. It'll be nice to have an event and get everybody out and excited again. I had just randomly 7 of my villagers all out in the plaza one morning this week, and it was it almost felt like a little event going on.
Yeah, you posted that picture. That was crazy.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was lovely. It was.
I just don't recall ever seeing that many.
What time was that? Maybe it's like a certain
Oh,
time. I'm going to need to have a wee.
I want to say like late morning. But a couple of them had their coffees and they were like milling around. I think Ketchup was doing zoomies. I think Chief was doing like his stretches. And then they had those 3 little stools out as well where they ended up, like 3 of them sat there with their roost takeaway cups.
A wee coffee
And
morning.
then I was there as well, yeah. I just thought it's quite unusual to see like that many of them all out in the plaza at once. And it was very cute.
That's cute. I'm just thinking of all of them, like, Chief, like, bringing him and whoever else was, like, there, some coffees, like, because it's in a takeout, like, all right, it's your turn to bring the coffees, Chief.
Yeah. I find it so weird when you go to visit Brewster and he only sometimes offers you milk.
Oh, yeah, I'm not complaining about that because it's nasty, but...
Yeah, but if you have your coffee, like, one way, then you want to have it that way all the time, right? You don't sometimes have, like, a black coffee and sometimes have a milky coffee, surely?
I don't know.
You do?
Yeah, like, if I was getting, like, a decent coffee, I could drink it black. Like in France, sometimes I wouldn't, like, if I was somewhere, I wouldn't ask for a white coffee. I'd just ask for a cafe, and then they would give me black coffee.
Oh, okay. Oh, I stand corrected then.
Because it's decent. Because it's decent coffee.
I always have the same thing.
Yeah, if it's like instant and stuff like that, or even sometimes out of cafeteria, I'll have milk and honey, but I could drink it black if it was really decent coffee.
And, like, he never gives you the option to have milk in your takeaway coffee. He's just like, here you go. You just get what you're given and you'll be grateful.
Yeah, I think, I actually thought, I think I thought about this, like, months back, obviously, because when they used to tell you, like, oh, you owe me an iced tea or a green tea latte or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Chai latte. And I was hoping he was going to have a big wide range of drinks, and now you just got me remembering that now. Actually, now that we've only get 1 or 2 options occasionally.
Yeah, and we were very hopeful back then, and I also kind of thought maybe it's something that you might unlock as you go through it a bit more.
Yeah, I think I've got max already.
If you think back to New Leaf, the villagers would all have their favourite bean blend and amount of sugar and amount of milk and stuff like that, wouldn't they?
Do you know what it is? Do you know why we never questioned this? Because they hit us with so much at the same time as Brewster. So we didn't look at these wee details, and now it's been a few months, and now I'm like, where's my iced coffees?
Yeah, I want my iced chai latte.
Although they do give you cans, but that's not the same. I want like
that's true.
Freshly made.
That's true. You have to go off island for that stuff as well.
Yeah, and you could end up with like loads of fans and bubbles before you get it.
Yeah, but you could also end up with the amazing present that I brought you today.
Oh yeah.
After last week and forgetting my glow stick for for KK for like, the 10th week in a row or whatever, I thought I'm going to go to Reds and I'm going to get a colourful glow stick to take to KK this week. And so I just sat there watching TV, just pressing the button and doing Reds raffle until I'd filled up my inventory. And I did manage to get 2 colourful glow sticks, so I was really, really happy. And they're amazing. They change colour when you wave them. And I remembered to take it to KK this week.
Thank you. I took one to KK this week, but it was just a plain one.
So make sure you take your colourful one this week, and I'm sure you'll be impressed.
Yeah, actually, the week before, I went to KK because I was disappointed that I was only one there the previous week. But there was quite a wee gathering that time. But
that's good.
That was the first time I realised you could clap during KK concerts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know you could do it on the boat. I figured that out, like on Captain's boat, to do the clap. And I didn't realise. And all that your villagers copy you is great. So I spent
It's really cute.
the full song clapping away.
It's still really hard to do it in time, but it's good fun.
Oh, actually, and something else I just did was now we're talking about KK. Have you done KK stretching with KK, like when he's on? I think that was the first time I've done it on a Saturday, because I always felt bad, like having making him, or maybe it's Isabel that has to move all the chairs out the way. So I was like, no, I'll not do it when KK's here.
It's probably Isabel.
But I just did it anyway.
I don't want to know what happens, do I?
Yeah, because he's not got his guitar. It's just so weird. I think other people have spoken about that. He just looks so weird. He looks naked without his guitar.
Well, he is naked without his
guitar. I know,
guitar.
but even with his guitar, he's obviously still naked. But he looks strange.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I guess all of your other animal friends don't have any bottoms on the whole time, so.
Yeah, no, it's not even the fact that it's because animals are supposed to be like don't have clothes on, but I don't know. It feels like it's not him. It just he looks weird.
Yeah, I see it.
And he's not very good at stretching. He was keeping in time with me. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe he was just following me.
It's so hard to keep in time. I blame the responsiveness of the system. It's definitely not me. Oh, I think I'm going to have to add KK to my list of people I want to make holiday homes for, aren't I?
Oh, I don't know.
What would you do for him?
Oh, would you make your own, like... Oh, do you only have one room? Or is 2 rooms? I've still not done this. I'm going to ask you a question every week.
Still 2 rooms. You ask me every week. You can do 1 or 2 rooms. And you can get like a decent amount of stuff in the garden as well. I really enjoy doing the gardens.
Because I think it would be nice if he had his own little like in-house studio. Because you get the wood panelled walls with the dots on them. I don't know what it's called. They probably has a proper name for it, but it looks like almost like soundproof room or sound insulation, whatever.
Yeah, he could have a little bedroom studio, couldn't he?
Yeah. Because where else does he record all these songs?
I don't know. Maybe not in his house. Do you reckon he does it in his house? I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's like putting on, like, he's basically busking at your house every Saturday, just without the tips.
Maybe he'd want his holiday home to be like a kind of getaway from all that, though. Maybe he'd want it to be somewhere.
So no music.
Well, no, somewhere that he could go and write.
All right, okay.
Like, or just like, yeah, play his songs and just write. He'd always want to take his guitar, I reckon, but maybe he might not want like all the trappings of the studio there.
Well, I'll be interested to see what you've come up with. I never thought about giving KK a home. I've not seen anybody give KK a home.
No, I haven't. I had a lovely time finishing off Isabel's Happy Home. Did we talk about that last week?
You were talking about Isabel. I remember we spoke about it. I don't know if you'd finished it. I don't think I've seen all the pictures of it finished, have I?
Okay. I had to go back because there were some things missing. Like I wanted to give her a place to play Switch, but I didn't have the Switch, so I had to go back and redo it. But that was really good because it gave me a chance to do a couple of extra bits in her house, and then also invite lots of friends around for a party. So she got a little reading nook and a little kitchen as well. And then I did most of her front room as like a big kind of sofa around the TV, around the consoles, lots of snacks kind of place for a little party.
Right.
Gave her some pizzas and it was really cute. We invited Lottie, Pelly, Digby and Poppy over.
Do you know what I was about to say? Did you not invite Poppy? Like, they're besties.
Yeah, definitely invited Poppy. And they had a pizza party and played Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, probably. And Animal Crossing? I don't know. No, maybe that's a bit too weird. It was really cute, though. It was so difficult trying to get them to all pose for a photo. And they're all sat on the sofa. And it's just like every time you go to take a picture, they just jump up and like start walking off around the room and like interacting with all the objects. So trying to get all 5 of them to sit still at the same time was very difficult. But it was worth it in the end. I'll show you some photos. It's really good fun.
Yeah.
It's lovely to think of Isabel having a little holiday home as well.
I bet it's nice seeing Isabel walk around somewhere that's not like resident services and she's out doing stuff.
It definitely is, yeah. The only thing I was disappointed about is that she wore her work outfit and you can't change her clothes there for some reason.
Ah.
I don't know why.
So it's not like hers where you can change her outfit?
No. And I'm pretty sure you can change the outfits of like all the villagers normally.
Yeah.
And it's weird because Isabel has, I don't know, 20 amiibo. She's got a lot of different amiibo in different outfits. And I scanned one in where she was wearing like a cute party dress or something, hoping that she would wear that. But she just wore her normal Nook Inc. clothes.
Was it like a little tropical shirt? Did she wear that?
Yeah, I think it was the coral Nook Inc.
That's not too bad. At least it's a
shirt. No, it's okay.
You can say it's like a holiday shirt.
Yeah. So you still haven't started Happy Home then?
No, I haven't, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I think now because I've got that wee spark, concentrating my island first. I feel like I'm never going to be completing my island, and then I keep saying, oh, I'll wait till I complete my island and then I can go and do other stuff.
Well, it's there for you, isn't it? I mean, if you ever get bored of playing on your island, then you've got this amazing, like, something to rekindle your interest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's no rush. It's not going anywhere.
And I'm definitely getting my money's worth out here. I'm not even finished still playing the first game. Not even get a chance to do the add-on yet.
Yeah, me too. And I've really slowed down on Happy Home as well. I was doing like one a night for a while, but now it's more like one a week or one every week or 10 days. I mainly do it when I get like the urge to do it, and I keep popping over because there's good shopping over there as well, but I didn't do any like random ones this week, even though there were some cute people on the beach. But I did a home for Lottie because I've just been really enjoying Lottie as a character and thought that she deserves a lovely happy home. I called it Happy Lottie Paradise.
Oh, so what interest does she have? She
is, well, when you scan in the amiibo, you don't get like their suggestions, so you just get to make up whatever you think they would like.
Ah, right.
So if you pick a person normally in Happy Home, they're like, oh, I'd really like a castle, a fairy tale castle, palace, or whatever. And then they give you some items that they think they think you should use and that might go with that theme. But if you scan an amiibo, then it's just entirely up to you. So Lottie got a cocktail bar on the beach. She got like a super tropical, like beachy house with some cool Moroccan furniture outside and some cocktails and a little like cocktail shed and a cocktail bar.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was really cool. And then inside she just had this like really kind of amazing, luxurious, tropical. And what I did was had the tropical vista wallpaper. So on all sides it's like the beach and the sea and then the big sky. But then I put like the pillars up in all the corners and like hung some kind of curtains around the ceiling. She had a big imperial bed in the middle.
Oh, so it looks like a big cabana.
Yeah. So it looked like it was all kind of open to the beach, and it was like, yeah, it was really cool. And I think I've just realised that actually it was subconsciously inspired by watching James Bond. Because it's exactly that kind of, that is exactly that whole thing in there, and I did not at one time think that that's what I was copying, and only now talking to you now I've just realised that's exactly what I was copying.
That's funny.
Oh, I'm not anywhere near as creative and imaginative as I thought I was. But I loved making that for her. It was really cool.
Oh, I need to share some pictures of that.
Yeah, it made me really happy. Yeah, that's probably the thing I spent most of the time on this week as well. I did it over 2 days. So I did her garden and like a quick little bit inside, and then I went back the next day and finished off the inside. It's very cool.
Yeah, my week has been filled with fun-filled things as well. I've been rolling snowballs off cliffs. That's what I've been doing, like building up to the biggest they can be and rolling them off cliffs.
You're turning that into an art form.
It's been fun, and I was contemplating. It actually sounds horrible now that I'm saying it out loud, but I was thinking, can I get follow a villager around, and if they're near the cliff, I can try and like drop it on them to see if that would like do anything. But there's never a person close enough. I'd have to like trap them, and that's just a bit too far.
Not that I'm trying to encourage this terrible idea, but you could just like set the snowballs up and leave them there for the day, right? And wait and see what happens. Not that I'm condoning this behaviour at all.
Yeah. Well, my first thought would be to do it to like another player, but like the snowballs disappear like when you're online play, because it'd obviously be easy enough just to say, right, do you want to stand there for a minute while I roll a giant
do they just
boulder
disappear,
on your
do they?
head? Yeah, like the crunch. I don't know if sometimes like you would get hit with a net. I was wondering if it would do that reaction, if it would like feel it, because when you push it off a cliff, it like kind of breaks up into pieces. So I'm wondering if it would hit your head first.
Oh dear.
I'm going to need to trap some poor villager to test it out.
What you could do is put your second character on. I don't know if they stay when you've got your second character, but you could try that. You could line them up.
Well, there's some experiments to be done with some snowballs before it disappears. And I also tried to stamp a oh my goodness, I'm horrible actually. My other thing was try to trample on a tarantula.
Trying to trample him?
Yeah, because it was running around, and I would either run away if I've got a net or try and catch it. And I said, I don't really want a tarantula, so I just decided to chase it, and it was going crazy. Like it was just running around and I was just chasing it, trying to stamp on it. Not that I would ever do that to a spider in real life.
They just vanish, don't they?
But they don't do anything, they just disappear after so long. But I just thought it would be weird. I thought maybe it would try and attack me after approaching it. Usually it only comes if you've got a net in your hand, but I thought maybe if I'd antagonised it, it would chase me. Didn't work.
I don't feel too bad for the tarantulas. I've been bitten by enough of them in this game to not feel sorry for them.
I know, they've knocked me out plenty of times.
I've been trying so long this week to catch a fly, but like my island is just strewn with rubbish everywhere in an attempt to get a fly.
Oh, yeah.
Because I looked through my Cryptopedia, and I think there's something like 14 or 15 something creatures that I still need to get, and every single one of them is a summer creature apart from the fly, which apparently is available all year round.
Yeah, I think they're just like a normal.
But I don't know. I was going in and out of the museum for, I don't know, an hour or something, just reload, with all the rubbish outside, just to try and see if one would turn up when I reloaded the island. But now I've got all the rubbish outside my house, plus some bits strewn around in other places. I'm having a pretty hard time catching one.
I think I've obviously caught a fly, but I can't think when I'd caught it. I think I was just, sometimes when you're standing still, if you've left the switch and you come back and you can just see something buzzing about you, usually it's a mosquito, I think. I'm sure that's where I got a fly. Is it only from rubbish? Because I can't remember having rubbish lying about my island.
Rubbish and spoiled turnips.
Oh, maybe it's been turnips then.
I don't know about candy.
Candy, usually ants.
Yeah, I definitely got an ant from having candy out before.
But I thought ants went to turnips as well. Or maybe it's not.
Yeah,
Maybe it
me
was
too.
a fly. Oh, I don't know actually. I can't remember. I think it's been that long. It might have been, if it was a fly, it'd have been a turnip, or it's just been randomly that I've caught it. Because they're quite small, aren't they? They're not.
I don't know. I've never seen one.
Oh, yeah.
I keep thinking like maybe it's so small that I just, like, and then I'm looking really hard, but I have no idea what size they are, and I just want to catch one, please.
Oh, I'm going to need to catch them soon if I'm going to have to usually get their model made.
There's no rush though. They're all year round.
Yeah, but if it's only summer, you've made quite a dent in your Critipedia then, because it felt like you had like so much creatures to catch.
Yeah, but there's still like 14 or something.
Yeah, but they're all in the same time period. You'll probably get them if you dedicate like a couple of hours or so. You just
I can just go on a mission.
Maybe get some more palm trees in during the summer.
Definitely, and I might try and do a bit more dedicated bug hunting when I'm on Capin Islands and it's summer.
Oh yeah, because Capin Islands haven't been there. This will be the first summer.
No.
Oh, that's quite a good shout actually.
Yeah, and I got my golden trout there off season, so it's a bit easier to go chopping down trees and stuff if you need bugs that land on tree stumps and things. So, although I was doing a bit of fishing this week and I lost my biggest cast master streak. It's pretty sad.
Oh no,
I think I got up to 89 this time.
Oh no.
I think my previous one was 81.
Oh god.
And it was really, and it was just silly as well. I was just rushing, just needless. And I thought I just had to check to see what it was, and I was like, no, because you get the feeling, don't you, when you haven't missed a fish for quite a while.
Yeah.
You kind of know, you kind of have like a bit of an inkling that maybe it's coming up. If I'd have checked earlier, then I would have probably been a bit more careful, but...
Or you'd have been more anxious as well, knowing that you were
maybe,
close.
yeah. Maybe. It's going to be a while before getting that one, though, I think. Still quite a way off getting a lot of the others too, stretching and coffee and even like the boat tours and things.
Yeah, I've not had a wee look at through my Nook. What are they called again?
Nook Mile
achievements.
Yeah,
achievements.
Stamps.
Because obviously I had there was a few blank ones, but they've obviously now been filled in with the new things that came in the update last year, so I'll need to have a wee look to see where I am.
I've still got some blank ones that haven't come up. I was having a flick through this week, but that's okay. I'm quite happy. I really like it when you get the little beep and you go in to check, think it's just a Nook Miles Plus.
Yeah.
But then it's
and
not.
It's still there.
Oh, exciting. I think I've still got a few to get that are quite easy, like vegetable planter and picker and that kind of thing. Still a few of those to get.
I'm trying not to be rude and look at my Nook phone to see what ones I'm close to.
That's okay. Don't mind.
Actually, Cherry and Freight were talking. It was actually just before you came, and Cherry had been asking him if he had any tips for using the Nook phone, and he just took offence to that, thinking that she's winding him up. And he's like, no, I don't. Why do you think I can't work these things? And he obviously used the cranky language. I can't remember the weird words that probably haven't been said for a while. But she's like, no, but do you struggling with anything? And he's like, yeah, the applicators, and obviously talking about apps. And she's like, oh, have you tried the map app? And he's like, no, I don't need that, I've got an atlas. and then I think she said, what about like, oh, for keeping in touch with friends? And he's like, no, I left them for a reason.
Oh,
it was
no.
funny. But what was it? And she's like, oh, but was there anything like you did like? And he's like, yeah, the camera, but I couldn't work out how to get the film out. So she was like, right, let's go and find you a rock.
Oh, no. Oh, that's brilliant.
I miss the crankies talking to everyone.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was nice seeing the dogs talking again. Not that it matters, but it's nice seeing when you get the same species.
Yeah, it's cute. It is. So you didn't get anyone else new since we last met then, just Fret?
No, just Fret, but I think I'm due someone moving out, asking to move. And I've got 2 new photos, so...
Oh, nice.
I've
What have you got?
Up. I got Dina's
Dina?
photo. Yep, I got Dina's
Cool.
photo. And then I got Zelle's photo as well. And I need to thank a friend for that, because I had good turn-up prices one day last week. Pretty decent. And one of our friends May came over and she dropped off some cherries, obviously local cherries for the Deerfield, and I gave Zelle some and he gave me his photo. It was like literally within 5 minutes of picking them up, so...
Oh, fantastic.
Quite happy with that.
Gotta love those cherries.
Yep. They've actually probably nice change, because I've just been feeding them like vegetables, so a wee bit of fruit's a nice sweet change.
Oh, yeah. Sandy gave Zelle a potato. I remember it in the newspaper.
Yeah, I've moved on to carrots this week. So I think I've only got, well, it's only Fret and cherries. Oh, Julian, I'm waiting for Julian's photo. But I'm quite liking his house now, so I'm not in a rush to get rid of him.
Yeah, his house is cool, isn't it?
Just because it's the nice colours, and I like it with the Festa Valley stuff, like the blue. I just really like blue.
Yeah.
That blue.
He's great to see around as well. And the inside of his house is amazing too.
Yeah, it's just a nice wee change to go into, because it's just so unlivable, really. Probably why he's out and about, because he's not even got a bed.
None of those Zodiac things are bed?
I don't think so.
You sleep in one of them's a bathtub, isn't it? You can sleep in
Yeah,
that,
it's a bathtub. That'd be good if you could sit in a bathtub. That would be quite funny.
He can, like, it's clouds though, it's cloud flooring, so he can just like sleep in the clouds.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't had anyone else visit. I think I've had 2 campsite visitors since we last chatted. Unless I had
that's right.
Leonardo. Unless I already told you about Leonardo.
Yeah, that's weird. Actually, because I usually have quite a lot. Maybe they're going to come. I'll get 2 within the next week now. Got 1 tomorrow.
One of them was today. I got Boots today. I'm pretty sure I've had Boots like twice before already.
I think you've had Boots before. I think you mentioned him.
Or should I say Mega Arm Boots? It just wants to give me the jocks though, doesn't it? Because I don't have any.
Yeah.
I tell you who I met this week, who was really cool, as Marlo.
Oh, who had him? Or was it on an island?
No, it's on a friend's island and on Panda's island.
Oh, nice.
And they'd set up this really cool, like, whole little bit for him outside and stuff as well. But, yeah, his house is, like, really cool and weird. It's, like, got the city skyscraper, like, night sky interior. And, like cherries.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, a desk with a laptop and, like, 2 leather sofas and it's just like a business, like an office. Really weird.
Like the Godfather would have.
But because he is one of my pocket camp villagers, like I had a chat with him this week and he was telling me about how he really loves Isabel. And he was like, if you ever got a problem, go and see Isabel. She's sorted out quite a lot of messes for me, like from time to time in the past. And then meeting him in New Horizons as well, where he's like a proper gangster. I was like, oh, I've got.
That's hilarious.
I always suspected that there's more to Isabel than met the eye.
Yeah.
This was really fun, really cool.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's nice to meet his like proper full New Horizons self. Oh, there's so many. Like, I definitely really want to meet some of these new villagers. There's plenty of time. There's no rush.
Yeah. So how are your villagers on Reality?
They're lovely, thanks. Yeah, they're really good. We had Judy and Shari were having a visit. I can't remember whose house. I think Shari went to Judy's house, which was really lovely. And Judy was very sweet, and Mary came over to mine to visit. I was just popping in to like quickly pick something up, I think, and she insisted on staying for half an hour, but she wouldn't like follow me into any of the other rooms, which was weird. Maybe she knows that there's still like a weird shrine to Barold upstairs in my house.
Yeah, was she sitting down at this point? Did she sit down in one of your chairs? Because I'm sure the first time
I don't have
had
any
a visit-
chairs.
Oh.
So this is the thing. Every time someone knocks, I suddenly remember. I'm like, oh, my main room is just like full of gyroids and doesn't have anything in there. Just got a speaker and loads of gyroids. I need to put a sofa and some other bits and pieces in there for them.
Even like floor cushions would do. Like they can sit on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're saying that they just do that anyway. They sit on the floor. I've got chairs
They
out.
do just sit on the floor.
They sit on the floor and just bring their magazine out or book.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird because I thought the first time I had somebody over, they never followed me and I just didn't realise that they actually followed you. And then after that, I had them follow me around. But then the last time, I think it was Zale, was it, that visited? Or Portia again. And they never followed me around. And I thought maybe it was because they'd sat down, because they had sat down on the chair at the door. I think it was Zale, definitely Zale. I thought it's maybe because they'd sat down and they don't follow you around. Oh, that's weird then. Must be random.
Yeah, it must be. Because she was like, I'm going to have a look at everything that you've got in your house or something like that. And I was like, come on then, come and look at this weird shrine to Barold that I've got with all the Easter bunnies. You'll love it. But she didn't come.
Well, maybe that's why.
God, I really need to change that room. I need to do work on my house. Although, you know that my basement where I've got the Nausicaa inspired like garden experiment science lab thing, which I've had since we've known each other, right? Like it was one of the first ever things I put in the game. So like, I don't know, after a month or so, as soon as I had that basement room, I was like, this is what I'm doing. And for the first time ever, I got a compliment about it in my Happy Home letter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, that's amazing.
Only took you a year.
Yeah, normally I just like just throw them away because I'm like, Happy Home, complaining that I've left a lost item or a DIY recipe on the floor or something.
Yeah.
But it just caught my eye that they said something about it, and so I stopped and read it before I threw it away, and I was like, oh, that's really nice actually that they said that. This makes me feel good. Finally recognition for the room that I worked so hard on like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's good. Well done. Need to hang the plaque up in there.
Yeah. I'll have to hide it though because it's off theme, but yeah.
Just put it really high up on the ceiling. You can't really see.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what though, now that we've got ceiling hanging stuff, that I might be able to do some extra things in that room down there.
Oh, yeah. I really like the fact that you can do that now. Not that I've done it much, but I've got some in my own house.
Really cool. It worked really well in Lottie's house for like making it look like it was very open at the sides, but still actually an inside kind of room. Is a perfect use for those like hanging curtains.
Yeah. I don't know if I've got hanging curtains. Is that a Happy Home Paradise exclusive?
I don't know. I'll check. If I've got some, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, we'll need to have a
If
look.
not, I'll order some from Wardell. It'll be lovely for you when you do start playing and you get suddenly all these great new items that you can buy and bring back to your island.
Yep, definitely. I probably have seen them or touched them at some point, but it'll be nice to be able to get them and see them and use them.
I'm just about done on all my gossip for the week. Sandy, how about you?
Yeah, there's not much more happened on Lockroom this week.
What are your hopes and dreams for the week or 2 weeks ahead?
Oh yeah, I'll just be finishing off what I've started. Hopefully all my villagers will have a garden now. I think because I've been moving some of them, they've not really got their own space yet, so that's my task. And obviously find out whether you can knock out someone with a snowball, drop them on their head from a cliff.
No. Okay. All right. I'm going to watch where I'm walking when I'm leaving.
That was half a joke.
I'm going to warn your villagers.
Well, thank you very much for coming, Luke. It's been great catching up.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. Oh, I gave Tabby and Barrel some chocolates, by the way. And they were very happy.
Oh, that was lovely.
I
wonder if they tell... Sorry, I was going to wonder if they tell you, like, if your villagers received a gift. That'd be so good. It's like, oh, Luke gave me this. How nice is that?
Tabby did say something like, "Oh, we don't normally get stuff like this around here, so it's nice to have." But I brought enough for everybody, so I might go and give some more.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Before I leave, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, you might get a new recipe. I've not checked for recipes because I've still got like quite a lot of recipes to get, so I'm quite happy to visit. Because before I would be avoiding people that I thought were crafting, but now I'm happy to come and chat to them.
Oh yeah, we'll go and do that then. But thank you so much. It's been lovely. It's great to catch up. And big thanks to everyone that's joined us and watched. Brilliant. And I hope you'll have a lovely couple of weeks playing Animal Crossing. Bye.
Bye, Luke. Bye, everyone.